Look at this. This door goes outside of the map. Can we leave the asteroid? Hello gamers, it's Wintermute here from Grind This Game. Continuing on with Outbreak. Really enjoying myself with this new update. I've been seeing in the forums that people have some issues with this update. They don't like the new germs and stuff, but I totally disagree. I think it's a new element to the game. It increases the challenge slightly. Before the game was just way too easy. But anyway, on with the episode. I wanted to be able to. This polluted water was kind of growing too fast, and we could just like make another storage place for it. But I thought let's kill two birds with one stone and use it up. We're already using it for fertilizer here, and we could make more of these. But what I decided to do was, I already had this hot area here beside all this hot machinery, so it's the ideal conditions to grow Pincha Peppernut. So I'm putting some in. But then I realized this water got really cooled down because we were putting polluted ice in here. So what I'm going to do is radiate this polluted water across all this hot machinery and then feed it into the Pincha Peppernut, and it should stay warm. So we'll just let them build this big radiator system, which will take a while, I think. So that took a few minutes, but it's all done now. So let's see this water. It's coming in at 9 degrees. This water's getting really cold. We gotta get this ice out of here. It's causing some major issues. Where can we put it? I think I'll put it down here. So this radiator's a bit of a failure. It's heating the water up about 4 degrees, so 11 degrees going in, 14 degrees coming out. Now if I had used wolframite, probably would have been better. I used granite. I didn't have that much wolframite, so the thermal conductivity is pretty low. But we're going to get rid of this source of cooling, this polluted ice, and stick it down here in these compactors. So, liquefiable polluted ice, priority 9. That should allow this water to not get so cold. So I might end up removing all this anyway. We'll see how it performs. It's probably going to keep the machines cool unless this water gets too hot. Then it'll just be heating this area. So we'll see how it goes. For now though, the Pincha Peppernuts are growing, which is good. Gonna put our cooking station back in. I had removed it before, because I think Pincha Peppernuts are only used for pepper bread. So we're gonna need some sleet wheat if we're gonna use all that Pincha Peppernut. And I do have some sleet wheat over here, but it's kind of far from the base, so I might relocate it. It's pretty hot around the base. Everything around the base is hot, except for this one little cold biome here. Could use this. It's closer. I think I will use this area here. So how cold is it here? Oh, not that cold. Well, we can repurpose our cooling room here for a growing room. So this water is heating up already. 12 degrees now that the ice is out of the way. Eventually this will get up to about probably 30 degrees. And this room for now is hot enough, 35. Just hot enough for the Pincha Peppernuts. For some reason these plants keep unmarking themselves for harvest. And I don't know if it's a bug or if it's a feature. It's kind of annoying. Like these, I keep setting them to harvest, but maybe it's so you don't overproduce food and it all rots. All our fridges are full. These are bugged because they're not showing the status, but they're full. Just extending our chlorine room here a bit, adding some insulation. So fast. Dig unreachable. Plants have died. Oh, that's okay. We did that on purpose. Oh yeah, we were having some freezing pipe issues down here. This water. What was happening was we were running out of water here because it was going like full out, and when the water stopped flowing, when this pump ran dry, when water is stuck in pipes without moving, it'll freeze. So we put a flow control valve on there. We can probably bring it up a bit just because it's not running dry, but gotta keep an eye on it. Get the balance right there. This is filling up nicely. It's good temperature, 21 degrees. We really need a deodorizer right here. This area is really stinky. Stinky, stinky. Gotta clean all that up. Might be from this gassing out. One might not be enough, but it'll help at least. That's kind of slowly making its way up into the base. Oh, the base is looking pretty yucky right now. This chlorine is invading the base. So you can see this thing in action. Occasionally a piece of chlorine will go off into our chlorine room. Good oxygen stays, CO2 and polluted oxygen go down. But we definitely have a chlorine problem in the base. We could seal the base. That might work. Put our CO2 scrubber in the base, or one of them. That way we can control the environment completely. I suspect all this chlorine is coming from this airlock. Anytime they go out. Or from here. You would think an airlock would work perfectly, but I guess they don't. I'm gonna kill off these mealwood here. They're not doing so well. We got lots of food, so it seems to be okay. Might clone this grow room one level up. Could do that, or one level down. This is all good oxygen here. We could try opening these up, see what happens. I'm gonna kill these hatches. We don't need them. We have two here that we can use if we need them. So we're going to pressurize this room with CO2. And I think 4 wheezeworts will be enough to get it down to 5 degrees. It's a little bit warmer near the entrance. So we'll see how that goes, and if it's good, then we'll clone it up here. And keep going, I guess, if we need to. Oxygen production is a bit light. I think we need a bit more energy. Oh, what's going on with our energy here? This whole area cooled way down. I think it's because of my radiator. I think eventually, though, it'll heat up. Because this polluted water, the incoming water is 30 degrees. So eventually, this will work itself out. And we're in no rush for these pinch peppernut. We got tons of food. So we'll just let that work its way, work its magic. So what can we cook with pinch peppernut? Oh, stuffed berry, sleet wheat grain, pinch peppernut. Let's make some of those. Frost bun. Oh, barbecue, but we don't have a source of meat. We've been fine with crappy meal lice. No one's... Look, stress is down at basically 0. It's not really an issue. I'm sure it's affecting them somehow, but not enough to reduce their mood. Time for one more power unit, I think. How's our natural gas? I think it'll be okay. I'm going to try to get to this natural gas geyser and maybe flood this whole area with natural gas. And eventually pump it down into our area here. This water is slowly warming up, 15 degrees. That's good. Could build a third room. Game's starting to get a little bit slower. How's our second power module? Looking good. Or sorry, not our second. What is it now? Our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th. And we have a good use for that. We are going to take that up to this area here for all this stuff. We need some more pumps up here. I like symmetry, so I'm going to probably continue this thermal wall down here. Oh, we can use this ladder. I forgot to look at this, but it's looking pretty good after we opened it up. This should all pressurize at around 5 kg per tile eventually. And eventually we'll get a pump in there and start using it, if we need it. We might, because the natural gas right here is getting a bit thin. There's no oxygen in here. This is like a vacuum. Huh. Poor Puffed. Look how this is ripping through here. I just put this in not too long ago. Cleaning up the air. So I'm going to use this dedicated circuit here to power all the stuff up here. So we can put in another gas pump or two. I'm going to move this filter down a bit just to make things a bit cleaner. There we go. It's back working again. Put a second one here. So since this one growing room works pretty well, I'm going to build a second one here. Now it looks like these plants are actually consuming the CO2, because this is a pressurized sealed room and it squirts in a little bit of gas every few seconds. Unless the wheezeworts are consuming the air, but I don't think they do. Well, maybe they are. Any of you know, please leave me a comment in the forums, whether the plants are consuming the gas or the wheezeworts or both. There we go, we got two going. Pipe blocked. This is too much for one filter. Overheat damage. Look at this thing. Is that a bug? Just that this thing needs cooling now. That would be unfortunate. To manually cook a few at a time. Try to cool it. Don't want to cool down the base though. Just realized I had a wheezewort hiding in here, which we don't want, because we want to keep this area nice and warm for these pinch peppernuts. Just the natural gas is getting really thin in here. 500 grams. Need to open this up. So I'm going to put in a gas pump here that dumps into this room down here. And then this can pick it up and feed all the power generation. Sleet wheat's growing nicely in here. And all the stuff is in a sterile environment in here because it's all CO2. So it won't rot in here, which is nice. Too bad we can't cook it all due to this oven overheating after a few frost buns, or sorry, pepper breads. I want to try to get this morb in with this puffed, or at least into here. That way he'll get fed polluted oxygen infinitely, making slime forever. Might be tricky getting this morb down there though. Might have to build him a little ramp or something, since we can't deconstruct this tile. He's out! We got him out. Now we gotta get him in here. Somehow. See if this works. Yay! He fell. And he's stuck in here now. That's excellent. So now he should squirt out his polluted oxygen. And the puff should eat it. It could take a very long time though. Continue our search for another water geyser. Because we're greedy, we want more than one. So we've explored most of the map. Here's the top. There's a little bit here. Left and a little bit here. The bottom's basically here. Now what I'm doing here, something I should have done a while ago, is join all these heavy watt wires together. That way that everything on the right will act as one giant circuit and we can buffer with all these batteries. I think it'll work. Hypothermia, that's a first. Haven't seen that in a while. What is he doing in there? How did he get there? God. How do these dupes get in those places? Get out of there. Oh, actually we don't want to do that. Actually we can. That's a way out. If he can swim. There he goes. Some craziness going on over here. This looks like an exit. Look at this. This door goes outside of the map. Can we leave the asteroid? Oh, that would be amazing. What do you guys think? Is this a way out of the asteroid? There's no neutronium. It's the edge of the map though. My guess is no, it's just a bad placement of a ruin. This little symbiosis is going well. Polluted oxygen is building up in here. And the puff is converting it to slime, I think. Yep. It's not landing in the water very well, but... Oh, I just got a little tiny bit of it. We're actually net oxygen positive. It's a rarity. Probably because we only have 11 dupes. But I'm pretty happy about that. My big bases in the past have always been oxygen negative. Mainly because they were just so much polluted oxygen to breathe, but now we don't do that anymore. Doing it properly with nice clean oxygen, because otherwise we get disease. I'm going to disable this toilet because it's kind of in the way of all this. If we need to use all the medical beds, I'll turn it back on, but I might move the shower up here and add another wash basin or chlorine station. How much bleach stone do we have? Bleach stone, 600. That's pretty good. Could put in some space heaters too. I think I might do that just to warm up this place, since it's not warm enough right now. So let's see how much room we need. This radiator is not helping us at all, actually. I'm going to get rid of it. It's cooling down the air, but we don't really need to cool down the air. We want warm air for the Pincha Peppernut. And the small amount of water that we send in here, I don't think is going to cool down that building much, especially if we use insulated pipes. Try that. And if that doesn't work, then we'll use a space heater. So I'm going to extend this Pincha Peppernut farm, because we got to use up this polluted water. So I'm pretty happy how things are turning out here. Food is, it's down, but it's stabilized. And I'm growing sleet meat up here. It's going well. Growing mealwood down here. It's also going well. And Pincha Peppernut down here in this hot area. And we do have a lot of polluted oxygen kind of building up. So I put in a lot of deodorizers. One here. It'll eventually chew through all this. The source of all this is probably this polluted water, which I might just seal up. And it might be this polluted water as well. We're fine for natural gas. This is like super high pressure now, and we also have this here. So it's pumping all the natural gas down into this room, and it's over pressurized now. So we're good for power. We got 5 of these. I'll probably put in 1 more or 2 more. And oxygen is great in the base. High concentration. Storage is sterile still, which is good. Gonna keep expanding it. This may stabilize now that we got all these Pincha Peppernut consuming all the polluted water. We'll have to see. I guess I could do the math on like all of these if it tells you. Actually, I don't know if it tells you how much polluted water it makes. But I think we're in good shape. We're getting a bit laggy with all this stuff going on. I kind of want to kill off all the germs and all the yuckiness. And seal off the areas that we're never going to go in again. And try to get things kind of steady state, and then we can maybe keep adding a few more dupes. Pretty much explored everything now. There's a little few corners here and there, but we only found 1 water geyser. There might be one up here. So next episode I'll probably finish the exploration, get all the wheezeworts that I want, and seal off big chunks of the map because we don't need to go there anymore. Eventually we'll run out of phosphorite. We have 135,000 of it. But eventually these will consume all the phosphorite. And we'll have to find another way to get rid of the polluted water. We could get more fertilizer makers going as a way to consume this polluted water. But we need to power them, which means more power, which means more polluted water. So it's not the best way to get rid of polluted water. We could filter it, but we're going to run out of sand. I mean, these problems we won't encounter for many, many cycles, probably over a couple thousand cycles. But anyway, thanks for watching, and hit that subscribe button if you enjoy these. And I guess we'll see you next time.